Okay, we're in section 7.3 today, percents and decimals, learning some conversion and calculating percents and decimals. The first thing you need to know, all right, so percents and decimals. First thing you need to know is how we convert. To go from a decimal to a percent, I move the decimal to the right 2 places. 2 places to the right. To go from a percent to a decimal, I go 2 places to the left. All right, we'll talk more about that in a minute, but that's what you need to write down in your notes. It's decimal to percent, 2 places to the right, percent to decimal, 2 places to the left. I'm just moving my decimal either way when I'm converting. Okay, so in example 1, we have 3 decimal values, 0.62, 1, and 2.3. And it says to convert each of these decimals to percentages. All right, go ahead and write down these 3 decimals. Okay, so 0.62 becomes what as a percent? 62%. And then 1 becomes 100%. And then 2.3 becomes 230%. Who got them all right? Okay, awesome. So we're just moving our decimal to the right 2 places. Then in example 2, now I'm going the other way and going from a percent to a decimal. So now I have 75%, 0.4%, and 168%. Okay, changing the percent to a decimal, I move my decimal left 2 places, 0.75. Did you get that? Now 0.4%, so now it's going to be 0.004. 168% is going to be 1.68. Who got those right? Who got those right? Okay, any questions? Anybody have a question? All right, so that's it for example 2. In example 3, I'm now changing a fraction to a percent. There's going to be some work to show here on your homework assignment. If you change 3/8 to a percentage, all right, before, like when we had, let's say we had 8 over 20. Y'all remember these when we had 8 over 20? What did we do for 8 over 20 to change it to a percent? What did we multiply by? Yeah, we multiplied top and bottom by 5 to get 40 over 100, which is 40%. Well, on these, does 8 evenly go into 100? No, it doesn't. So now I can't just multiply top and bottom by some number. I have to now convert to a decimal. This is what I would want to see on your homework assignment tonight. Convert 3/8 to a decimal. So now we convert it to a decimal, 0.375. Does everybody have that? Okay, but that's not my answer because now I have to convert the decimal over to a percentage, so move it to the right 2 places, 37.5%. Now, for 5/3, when I divide that one's a repeating decimal. What did I tell you guys about repeating decimals? Round it up to the nearest percent. If you want to keep it a repeating decimal, that's fine, but I would prefer just round it to the nearest percentage. Just say 167%. Okay, so change it to a decimal and then convert it over to a percentage. Go ahead and do 7/9. That third one. Let's go ahead and do 7/9 and change that to a percentage. Remember, I want to see the decimal conversion and then the percentage. Okay, so for 7/9, for 7 over 9, we're going to go 0.777 repeating, so that's going to be about 78%. Okay, now if you say 77.7 repeating percent, that's okay too. All right, I prefer it to be rounded. Either way is fine. All right, so that's example 3. Now in example 4, we're finding the percent of a number. And what you need to remember here is that before I can multiply a number by a percentage, I must first change the percent to a what? Change the percent to a decimal and then multiply. You're going to hear me say that a lot more, especially in the next section, in section 7.4. All right, so let's go ahead and first change these percentages to decimals. What is 20% as a decimal? 0.2 times 85 equals what? What's 0.2 times 85?
17.
It is going to be 17. All right, so go ahead and do that for numbers 2, 3, and 4. Be careful with those percentages that are already decimals that you move the decimal the correct way. All right, so 3.8% changes to what decimal value? 0.038 times 45 equals 1.71. 1.25 on number 3 times 64 equals 80. And 0.5% changes to, did you do that right? 0.005 times 600 is 3. All right, who got those right? Okay, so I am hopeful that on your homework tonight, it's not going to be too bad. Remember, you do have a quiz tomorrow over sections 7.1 through 7.3. If you understand that, that's everything you need to know for section 7.3.